Alright, what's going on, guys? My name's Chopper. Today we're going to be talking about a World at War Easter egg that relates into Black Ops 3. I've been on kind of a kick going into old zombie maps and relating Easter eggs into the Black Ops 3 zombie storyline. Today we're going to be talking about VERRUCKT, all the way back in World at War, and we're going to be talking about Richtofen more specifically. So, one of the biggest questions in the community is what was Richtofen doing just before he stepped out of the teleporter and killed his 1.0? You guys know that he stepped out of the teleporter, his younger self, and just blasted away his 1.0. So what was he doing just before he stepped out of that teleporter? So we're going to be going into that. But before we jump into this, we have to go into VERRUCKT's backstory. So VERRUCKT was a map in World at War. It was one of the very first zombie maps. It didn't have Pack-a-Punch or anything like that. It didn't even have the 4 characters. Now, the actual characters that it had in that map were Dempsey, John, Smokey, and then some other unnamed Marine. And these 4 Marines were to go to VERRUCKT to see if Peter McCain was there, because Peter McCain was a spy going to spy on 935 and see what they were up to as well. And presumably he was captured. So they didn't hear back from him, so they sent the rescue team of these 4 characters to go and rescue Peter McCain. Now he was presumably killed in Shinonuma, because we see him hanging from that post at the beginning of Shinonuma, and also we got a letter from him in Der Eisendrache. That's probably a different video. But anyway, the point is that the 4 Marines were sent on a rescue mission to get Peter McCain, and they ended up going to VERRUCKT to search for him. And evidently Dempsey is the only one out of the Marines that made it out alive, because we don't hear any more from John or Smokey or that other unnamed Marine. Apparently Dempsey was the only survivor. And now my theory was, we're going to go ahead and get into this. This is where the actual theory for Black Ops 3 comes into play, because this is all old stuff. We all knew this from back at World at War. If you guys paid attention closely to the storyline, you kind of knew what was going on, that this is a rescue mission to rescue Peter and all that. But now we can relate this more into Black Ops 3 as the new info, and we can really kind of get a grip on what's going on here. So my actual theory for this, I think that Richtofen actually just visited VERRUCKT and then came to the Giant. So why do I think this? This is a pretty big claim, right? Like, Richtofen was just at VERRUCKT right before coming to the Giant and stepping out of that teleporter and killing his 1.0. But I actually do have some concrete evidence that Richtofen was in fact at VERRUCKT just before stepping out of that teleporter. So I was actually looking around on the COD wiki, and like I said, I was going back to the old maps and kind of looking at what Easter eggs I could relate into Black Ops 3. And when I was looking on the VERRUCKT page, like, there's all kinds of things on there. It'll tell you what map came after what map, all the perks and Pack-a-Punch on it, whatnot, and stuff like that. So if you actually look at the timeline, it says the Giant comes right after VERRUCKT in the timeline. So I was like, wait, what the heck? The Giant comes right after VERRUCKT. Now, the Giant was basically like the starting off story for Black Ops 3 Zombies. Well, I guess it was kind of Origins, but for Black Ops 3 Zombies, in all purposes, it was the Giant, right? Well, like, we introduced to this new Richtofen, and that's where the story kind of started. So apparently, VERRUCKT was just before the Giant, and Richtofen was just there right before stepping out of that teleporter. Evidently, that's what it says in the timeline. So now that's where my theories come in. So I think that Richtofen actually was back at VERRUCKT, but what was he actually doing? I think there's 2 possibilities. Really 2 possibilities. You guys can let me know what you think in the comment section down below, but I'm going to tell you my theories on this. So I think Richtofen, option number 1, he either went back to stop Dempsey and the Marines and turn them away from Peter McCain so he didn't get saved, or they didn't get sent on this rescue mission with the 3 Marines dying and Dempsey getting out alive. He either stopped them and turned them away, or the more darker option that could have happened is that Richtofen actually went back, maybe turned away the Dempsey and the Marines as well, but maybe Richtofen killed Peter himself. Richtofen actually went and killed Peter to preserve his soul in the summoning key, because you guys know in Black Ops 3 that they have to kill these characters in order to preserve their souls for the whatever Richtofen's master plan is. We aren't really quite sure about what that is yet. But still, I think it is quite possible that Richtofen probably went back to kill Peter himself in order to preserve his soul and stop him from being caught by 935 and then later executed. So that is my theory on this. I want to know what you guys have on this. So let me know what your theories are in the comment section down below. I'm going to be going into other zombie maps and kind of relating Easter eggs into Black Ops 3 in future videos. The next episode is going to be about the Mob of the Dead blood vials on Richtofen and my theories about that. So I hope you guys did enjoy this video. If you did, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys on the next one.